Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to impunity.storm versus TurS Masters, and this is in fact day 3 of the Grand Final Qualifier for HoNTourSEA Southeast Asia's very own first season Grand Finals. Joining you tonight is going to be both me, Babael, and Lark.
What's up, guys, man? Yep. Turtle Masters finally their biggest challenge ever so far in this current bracket over here for Impunity Storm, and I think they know what's on the line. We actually had a couple of interviews yesterday with both Nova and Emperor, and they gave us a little bit of insight. They, by all means, weren't worried about too much about yesterday's game. They're more focused today about this one, and they mentioned something about Fan 5 wasn't probably the toughest opponent, but they still think that they have a good shot against Turtle Masters over there. So that's gonna be this game is just definitely gonna be interesting, I hope, to say the least.
Yeah, and that's going to be really exciting to see. At least now here we have impunity.storm versus TurS Masters. So both sides going to take one side each, and impunity.storm going to have to be on the Legion side. They did won the role, so it's going to be a best of 3 series, and hopefully we see some really good action here. So going straight up into the draft here, we see a Scout, Fate, Sanrif, and Gemini being banned out. So Gemini and Fate definitely is against Best Storm, and you have Gemini against Nox for sure. And for Nova, banning out both Scout and Sanrif, both of which are targeted directly at Iron Nun.
Yeah, I mean, Iron Nun has been proving to be that strong of a character. I mean, even yesterday, I remember you asked Nova in the interview about Iron Nun. Are you afraid of Nox and Iron Nun? Straight up best of 1v1, and he mentioned that it's more or less like a team game, and it's very true what he said about how Iron Nun is able to fit in very nicely with the rest of his teammates because they just synergize very well, and just taking those heroes out of the equation means that it's a little bit harder for Iron Man to actually play together with the rest of his team. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they're gonna try to run this out. But of course they do pick up that bushwhack, so that's kind of interesting. I don't think I've actually seen Iron Man play the bushwhack. I could be slightly mistaken, but it's gonna be a hell of a game for sure because look at Legion side, man. They already have Engineer and Pestilence, very strong middle lane there, and they have the Hag as well. So Emperor, maybe today he'll get his annihilation. We'll have to see. Maybe Nox is even gonna probably deny that out of him. But
yeah, for sure. And we have again the Engineer Pestilence combo on Legion team with the Hack, like a nicely match as well. Help on team, that's a bushwhack there. I want to see some bushwhacking action in this game here. Game 1, and straight up you see really good stuff happening all across both sides here. So it is a pretty different kind of game because yesterday's matches, in fact the matches before yesterday also, impunity.storm never really had to fight against a Tempest. But in this one, they have to play against Tempest. And Tempest, man, the lockdown is there. Keeper wasn't picked up. I think the Keeper might get banned in the second banning phase here.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be addressed. You see already Hooky addressing the Parasite there, so definitely they're going to try to ban out that Keeper. They know that, I think this is one of the things that Turtle Masters know, they were probably tuning in yesterday to the games, and they know that Impunity Storm just didn't like to run more or less those very strong team fight heroes like the Tempest or the Keeper of the Forest. And seeing as the way that they drafted with the Pestilence, Engineer, and Richard Hang in the first picking stage, it's for sure that you won't be seeing Impunity Storm have that option to kind of cancel out the Tempest. Although, funny enough, look at that, Nova actually bans out Keeper of the Forest himself. So interesting, very interesting. I wonder why he did that.
Well, I think that he decides that he's never gonna pick the Keeper anyway, and in general, banning out the Keeper means that you directly don't have to worry about both Keeper, Tempest kind of lockdown from help on team. So once they've decided that, yep, they're not gonna pick a Keeper, it's better to just toss into the banning pool. But by doing so, they also lose a very good counter to the Tempest. But I want to see Flux being picked up here. Flux is definitely gonna be really strong if it's gonna be snatched here. They have the first pick, they must go for the Flux. If not, help on team, Flux, Tempest, that is just mayhem.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Flux, yeah, it's in fact being right-clicked there, so by all means it could be him. I think most probably it's going to be picked up over here. I don't know about, Hellburn team actually picking Flux for themselves. It looks like they want to go for more of that aggressive push strategy right off the bat. They even have the Kraken for added extra, damage there. Every time there's a team fight that's happening, double suction, like you would always say, Tempest and Kraken ultimate together.
That's you, bro. That's not me.
What? What was that? No. Okay. But Belphegor, yeah, I mean, they're right-clicking that. I don't think they're actually gonna go for that though, in this kind of sense. Monarch as a counter to Tempest, I don't think that that works, bro. But I think that's just kind of like shadow picking just to troll us viewers and casters alike. But
Well,
very gonna be interesting to see what they choose out of this second picking stage.
yeah, it does actually do a bit of a counter because of a early game silence there. I think it does silence the channeling ability from the Tempest, but it's gonna be a straight out counter. That's Andromeda. Andromeda on Team Legion side means that things are not gonna look the same here. And Andromeda Engineer dual support, one of them will have to go to VN Sensation, and that means that last pick is no way gonna be a Monarch. But at the very end, on Hellbourne side, we do see a War Beast being picked up here. War Beast is gonna mean extra push potential with the minions coming from Tempest and a very early game bushwhack, extra auto attack, kind of a splitter shot kind of a thing there. So a bit extra push on Hellbourne side. And they also have the MOA to work around with Acid Bomb, very dangerous at all. But for Legion team, they've got pretty good anti-push, but in general, it's going to mean a lot, but it's going to be a Mage Bane again. Mage Bane, man. Nox is just going to carry this game by himself. And previously, yesterday's game 3, level 25, Nox was just really unstoppable, man. He was the only thing that mattered in the third game against, I think it's Fan 5. And today, against Turtle Masters, we're going to see Mage Bane Nox first game and Iron Nun Bushwhack. So, will the bushes get whacked first, or will the magic be seeped out first?
Will the bushes be whacked? I sure as hell hope that the bushes don't get whacked, but yeah, I mean, we saw this yesterday, the way they kind of pulled it off, except the Andro was swapped out for Glacius. I think here, Andromeda is also still a very, very good pick. I mean, it's perfect counter for Tempest, and it's so good in terms of like adding in that extra minus armor coming out from his Aurora. So there's a lot of things that's working in favor for them, you know, pairs nicely with the Pestilence. Hellburn team, the thing is, I think impunity.storm knows, and they probably learned their lesson from yesterday's second game, that they know that, in fact, even in the interview they said that, you know, they should try to stop throwing a little less. So it's awesome to see that they're gonna, I do believe that they're probably gonna try to end this game as soon as possible. And I think a lot of it ties into whether or not Nox is gonna be able to get that snowball farm at the bottom lane.
Yeah, for sure, and they want to make sure that at least Nox gets the farm, and more importantly so because the entire team is just so reliant on him, and in this game especially. The rest of them, yep, to say for sure that Pestilence is going to provide a bit of extra lockdown is needed, and you see the Pesty in the previous game, yesterday's game, needs a quick portal key as well. Want to see Nova pick up a portal key because that's going to be really effective on Engineer. But before we go on here, we can talk by analysis all day long, but we talk a bit more into today's game here, and this is game 1, man, ladies and gentlemen, between ImpS and Masters. What's at stake here is the winner of today's series. We'll be able to meet Orange Esports MR and the winner of the flip side bracket, that's between SY and Bricks. And all 4 teams will face off in the grand finals of HoNTourSEA Southeast Asia Season 1. And that being said, Legion team here, we got impunity.storm. Nova gonna be the captain and drafter. He's gonna be the engineer, as usual, choosing Rosie over all the other alternate avatar for reasons I don't know. But Best Tom is gonna be onto the Pestilence. We also got Mage Bane being played by Nox, Wretched Attack by Emperor again. We also, last but not least, see VN Sensation, this time not in a jungle role, but as a secondary support. That would be the VN Andromeda. I want to see how that's actually going to work out. He is going to be so clutch in terms of cancelling Tempest. Speaking about Tempest, Turtle Masters, we have Team Turtle Masters on Hellbourne team, and in general you have a pretty good lineup here. Tempest being played by Hooky Hook, and he is just such a fantastic jungler. Want to see how that's actually going to boil on and work out here. Look like Leaf, not looking like Leaf today. It's going to be the War Beast. We got Mei. Mei is going to be onto the MOA as well. Xine Z mid lane, I think it's going to be a Revenant. Last but not least, Iron Nun, the hardcore carry of Hellbourne team. It's going to be Bushwhack. So whacking bushes all day long indeed. It seems like we are going to see a pretty clean match here between both Mage Bane and Bushwhack. Are you excited, Lark?
Oh, I'm super excited already. I mean, just seeing like the lineup, it's like almost a carbon copy of the last game yesterday, which was pretty epic. We saw Nox, man, like he was given so much space at the bottom lane to farm, and that's also to tie in nicely with the fact that, you know, Tremble kind of gave him a couple of kills, so he was able to pick up on a lot of farm early game. And I think just the rotation coming up from VN Sensation was really prime as well for, you know, the fact that they won that bottom lane. And the thing is, like, if Mage Bane is able to get that early snowball and he starts roaming across the map, you know, we saw him yesterday, like, rotating all across the Hellbourne's Legion, the Legion neutral camps, the Hellbourne camps as well. He took out every single farm possible, and that just screwed Hellbourne over so hard. And at the same time, it was given so much space for, you know, Pestilence and Hag to pick up on items of their own. So it's gonna be very good to see that.
It is going to be really good to see as well. Turtle Masters, man, they have been in most of the playoffs ever since Cycle 1. Cycle 1 champions themselves. Cycle 2, unfortunately, it seems like they were not in a playoff, but Cycle 3 and 4, I do believe that they were there. Wait, no. Cycle 3, they were not there. Cycle 2, they were there. Yeah, that's right. So that's about 3 playoff appearance and winning 1. They did finish off, I think, 4th spot in Cycle 2. And in cycle number 4, they were ultimately 3rd place. So that's a pretty good stand for Masters. A really tried and tested team. And in Punistorm, this is going to be the greatest challenge of them all to win Masters today.
Yeah, they know that this is like probably their toughest challenge in this bracket, so I'm pretty sure they're prepared for this. And I mean, like the thing is, even before that, like yesterday, they were like saying how they tried to just play TMM and try to get in as much games as possible. They haven't really been able to, get scrims in and all this kind of stuff. So I'm a little bit afraid about that factor. Is it gonna play into this game or not? But we'll just have to wait and see. But I just hope for awesome games. That's the best. That's the best thing I hope for this.
Yeah, man, a huge shout out to all the viewers because now we have the time here. It's really a celebratory moment for us here. We are just so on it right now. We have the multi-resolution option that have been going on and on and on for the entire month. And boy, oh boy, this is finally a bit of a good news to us. And let's get it on indeed. We have both teams just raring to go here. And it's more importantly so because this is going to be a very important match. In a best of 3, you don't want to lose the first game for morale reasons. But I'm just going to call it. If Impunity.storm wins the first one, they might throw the second one again.
I mean, they did that the first day, the second day as well. Are we gonna see a three-peat? I think it could be a possibility, but just for their sake, I hope that they're able to pull a 2-0 victory here against TurS. But at the same time, and TurS, they ain't no joke. They're pretty strong, and their lineup is just pretty insane late game. You don't want to reach that kind of stage.
Yep, you don't want to, and that's it. Maybe engagement's gonna happen real soon. Tempest, man, Hooky Hook's gonna be really careful. There's an uphill vision, and he's gonna spot out all 4 members of the Legion team. There goes a nice stun on Tempest. Tempest gets a bit of engagement there, but here comes Revenant to try and save his teammate. Is it gonna be enough? That's the question. Emperor jumps in, a nice body block action, and the rest of the members from the Hellbound is gonna say hi. And we have a nice shot there coming up from the MOA, but in general, nothing big happening just yet. They are all gonna pull back, and Tempest is saved, man. They just saved the drafter, and it's such a close shave. He is just completely sweating right now.
Yeah, I bet you he's probably thanking his teammates so much for it. That was huge. At least he survived. So they don't die. That's the best thing. Because they are kind of like running that jungle strategy, and if they actually get Tempest picked off over there, that would be so good for Legion. So at least they do get the wards off there, it's kind of slowing down Tempest's farm at least. But I think this ward of sight being placed by Nova there should probably be dewarded, as that has already been seen as that pre-ward was placed by Zimei or whatever you want to call him.
Yep, and that's it. We have the game well underway here, and mid lane, it seems like it's going to be a bit of a pseudo-trial lane, and I just like this aggression from Team Impunity.storm. You have Andromeda behind there already, waiting to poof off a bit of extra aggro on the mid lane. You also have Revenant, as well as that of MOA, and the mid lane up against that Pesty and an Engineer. If there goes the stun, Combat Lance first, it's going to be MOA. The cat going to connect nicely, and that's going to be a nice tank, but can the Impel go off in time? That's the question. Yes, it can, just at an edge of that, and it's going to be easy kill. Bloodlust being picked up by Bestom. That's the mid lane Pasty that needs the farm, and he's gonna have that one there.
Really love this aggression coming from Impunity.storm. We don't get to see this as often, and that was again Vian Sensation making the plays there, making sure to hide behind there. There was no ward, really good setup for the kill, and like I said, Pesty, Engineer lane, it's pretty easy to win that lane over there. I mean, you have like a lot of stuns as well, Andromeda coming to help out at the same time. The thing is, at the bottom lane, Mage Pain, he is at least level 2, of course. Warby's doing his same old trick there. He's gonna reach level 2 himself. The lane is a bit pushed out, but by all means, Andromeda can always stack out that pull camp and then just pull it there for this Mage Pain. So nothing too much to worry about there. I just hope that they don't give a little bit too much more space to Warby's.
Yep, and that's going to be pretty interesting to see. But that's it, about 1 minute into this game, and already shots are fired here all across New York's battlefield. And it's interesting to see that bottom lane is going to be the Warbeast by himself. Warbeast already level 2, doing a bit of extra work with the Hellhound. Previously, there's no Andromeda in this area, so he will have a bit of the pull success there up against the Mage Bane. Mage Bane, of course, will not be able to stop him. But now that Andromeda's here, I want to see how Vian's actually going to be able to stop this one.
Yeah, I think Andromeda? Is he gonna block it today? No, I guess he's just gonna stack. Yeah, he's just gonna probably stack for himself.
Okay,
He actually at least
one.
does pull the archer though.
Should have stole both, but it's okay. He does not get a stack at the top lane, but he does get a stack at the bottom part of that, and that's pretty good. Not lane, but top part of the jungle. And here comes the pull from Mage Bane. So it's gonna be pretty good. At least Mage Bane pulls the creep all the way here, and that means that he's gonna have both the NC experience as well as the one from the lane.
Yeah, it's kind of funny to see that stuff actually happened over there. But of course, we saw this actually happen yesterday as well when Nox, kind of pulled the creeps over there towards the neutral camp themselves. He's actually gonna, ooh, Wild Hunter actually just left with one more hit, so that's gonna be nice for him to pick up later. I would like to see Andromeda again try to maybe even set up for a kill mid. The runes have already spawned. I think the rune did go in favor of 1%. I didn't really get to catch that, but there is the bottle up already there for Pestilence, so that's really good for him. Revenor himself doesn't have his just yet, so top lane though we have been very quiet about this lane. Hag here has just been doing a pretty decent job at least. He's sitting at about 150 gold per minute, and he's against a bushwhack, so no added extra support because that's a Tempest in the jungle, not as aggressive, so definitely not gonna be seeing any kills out of this Hag just yet.
Yep, and that's good because that said, we have a pretty interesting situation right now. Andromeda still going to be down south. Level 1 still, Andromeda up against a level 3 Warbeast. Warbeast is going to be doing pretty well in this lane, but comparing both Warbeasts up against that of the Wretched Hag, Hag in this game is actually doing a pretty darn good job. Look at that, level 4 already Emperor with a sizable GPM 155, and that's just about the same as that of Look Like Leaf, but the difference is that he's already level 4, whereas Warbeast only level 3.
Yeah, Warbeast is level 3, Hag level 4, that's the best thing right now for this Legion team. I just hope that, okay, so like Nox isn't having that, 450, well, I think it was, at 3 minutes I remember it was like a 350 GPM, just minus 20 less, but he's still getting very, very fat himself. He still hasn't purchased any items just yet, and I think, yes, yeah, he has 1.3k in the bank. And by the way, look at that, Emperor just picks up his bottle, so going to be able to help out.
Yep, Emperor man is able to just nicely go top as well as mid lane, and if he does come to the mid lane, I think it's going to be a pretty easy feat to pick up the kill in the mid lane. So, but nope, he's actually going back to the top lane where he belongs and gets a bit of the extra, homey feel and get a pretty good farm there, I think. That's a Bushwhack, man. Speaking of farm, Bushwhack actually doing not too shabby himself, 287 GPM, but that is still below that of the Magebane and as well as below that of the Pestilence and the mid lane. Bastom 370, that is in fact leading your chance for the first time, and here comes Revenor trying to pick up a kill, and a nice cack, but it misses. And Nova is not able to save his teammate there, but a quick impel might be able to do something of a difference. And yes, the turret did save him at the very end. It did slow down Tempest, so Tempest was not able to put forth another stun there. So clutch gameplay by Nova as well as Bastom. I would definitely have loved it more if he picked up a good stun from the cack.
Yeah, but nevertheless, I mean, even though he missed that, at least he does save his teammate there. Tempest was even running in, so that just means that Tempest kind of wasted his time going there. He's still level 4. Looking at his farm, he's only at about 197, so not the fastest of farms. Even gonna miss the kill chance there onto Hag at the top lane, but either ways, Bushwhack's just a little bit too far, so he's just gonna go back and rotate towards farming his NC again. And the funny thing is that, yeah, he got his hard camp and small camp, well, not small camp, the medium camp blocked up, but he had a lot of other camps to work with, so kind of surprised to see that his GPM is pretty low at this point in the game.
Yep, and that's not a pretty good news to see, but that's pretty okay. I'm in about 5 minutes plus in already, and talking about a mid lane, we're looking at both level 4 there, and if you compare the farm, it's pretty clear to see the Pestilence is now about a 24 farm in, and Revenor not too shabby, 20 farm in, so it's pretty much still split down the middle at the mid lane here. And if you talk about carry, it's really just the Nox and Pesty that is just super over farmed right now with over 330 GPM, in fact over 300 GPM, but Bushwhack himself is also not too shabby, trying to pick up a bit of good farm up north, and I think that Iron Nun will be able to just come back into this game. Look at the amount of catch that he's trying to do right now. It is a lot of a climb, but it is definitely still possible.
Yeah, and like the thing is, Magebane is gonna pick up his steam boots very soon. He's gonna be farming a lot more faster now. Yeah, yesterday we did actually see him pick up the, I think it was the mana tube before the life tube there. This time around, just wants to have that added extra HP because he knows that the Sensation middle lane.
Oh, there goes the melee engagement quickly, and seems like Revenor is going to be a little bit of a tight spot. He is going down, and down goes XINZ. We have a bit of a runaway there at the very end, but that's a total of a 4-man gang, and wow, the resources committed to this gang is just really insane. They want to lock down the mid lane just so Turtle Masters will not roam about as much. We heard Nova talk about Turtle Masters' roaming strategy yesterday and a chemistry ganking S5, and that's why they're locking down here today. But that's a downside Warbeast, a bit of trouble. Comet's going to be used real soon. And that means that level 7 Magebane should be able to pick up this kill with Mana Reef, and there we go. VN Sensation actually gonna snatch that away. And it's not too shabby, but still, it's a pretty good news. That's a top lane push already happening before Tempest even hits level 6.
Yeah, that's, I mean, Turtle Master's just trying to milk on whatever they can right now because they are actually losing out a lot in terms of, the aggression coming out from their own side. Tempest didn't have the best of farms. He does have his Ring of Sorcery now, that's why you kind of saw him push that top lane. At the meantime, though, you're giving this Mage Bane more kills onto this Warbeast. Warbeast level 4 only, you know, and Mage Bane has his Steam Boost completed on top of that. I think we're gonna see another gank here, and by all means, I think Warbeast could even die.
Yep, it's gonna be pretty possible, but there goes the Aurora. Where's the Comet? Comet's gonna be used. There we go. It seems like it's gonna be chomping now. Warbeast is in very low health, and a quick flash there. Voila, said it's gonna be done. Level 8 Nox picks up the kill. Warbeast goes down pretty quickly. That's it. Top lane. The push is still on schedule. Tier 2 dangerously low right now, all the way down to just about 25%, maybe even 15. And that being said, Legion team is just nicely gonna be able to defend this one. There's Emperor as well as Nova here, both level 5 up against a level 7 Bushwhack. They can in fact turn this around because Tempest is not even level 6 yet, and that's why they could actually pick up the kill. But they need a Pestilence, but the Pestilence is still not in his vicinity. Neither does he have a portal key. Not very visible to take the team fight that way.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of a good favor there for Turtle Masters. The fact that they keep putting pressure here at this tier 2 is forcing rotations out of the support there in the mid lane, and that kind of slows down Batstomp and, you know, his snowball advantage there. He at least has Steam Boost and bottle ready. He just needs to farm up that portal key. He's very, very far away from it, but once he does have that, just look towards even much more aggression coming from Impunity Storm, and it's very scary when you have that Pestilence on top of this Mage Bane who is already getting, you know, he is, I guess you could kind of say almost like 2 kills, but it's VN Sensation took that last hit early on. But yeah, I mean, like, he is gonna get his Rune Cleaver soon enough. It's 8 minutes in only, and he already has a lot of build-up items. He has a Steam Boots complete on top of the Sustainer, so he's doing a really good job. And now you see Andromeda picking up on the Strider, so he's gonna be able to roam even much more quicker all across this map, and it's gonna help out a lot of his you know, this, you know, lane presence and just switching around.
Yeah, of course, and that is pretty good stuff happening from VN Sensation's part. We want to see the gang, like I mentioned, and in general, we want to see Pesty with the portal key very soon, but it's only 9 minutes in, and I know it's a bit too much to ask for a portal key right now, but it's going to be pretty possible. Best with about 300 GPM, should be able to get that in just about another 5 minutes or so, and I think he needs to be careful now because he's actually going to get boxed in by the NC, but he should be okay.
Yeah, he should be. I hope so.
Yeah,
he's
gonna
be fine. He's gonna be fine. Yeah, bottom lane. It seems like there is a couple of rotations again. Master Worms from mid going bot there. You know, Warbeast just not having the best field there. He died twice already. Once to Andromeda and once to Mage Bane there. So at least it wasn't like yesterday where he was like a tremble that just kept, you know, giving off kills to Mage Bane. So in this kind of regard, it's still kind of okay. Yes, he is very slow in terms of his farm, only sitting at about 160 gold per minute. But he does have a couple of build-out items, and once he picks up his Abyssal Skull, he's gonna farm a lot more faster and probably even get his Shrunken Head.
Yeah, for sure. That's it. Hag actually is gonna take a bit of a beating at the top lane. Definitely Bushwhack is not able to pick up this kill by himself unless, of course, Emperor does a bit of a mistake. But I am expecting a bit of a backup here for Iron Nun. Iron Nun is just farming all year long, and there we go. Energize up already, so that's gonna be a bit of the extra survivability kind of a route, mobility kind of a thing. And in general, you want to see the kind of gang that Nova is exactly afraid of coming from Iron Nun as well as his team. So Turtle Masters, man, we all know that they just generally gel very well as 5. And all 5 members, if they do try and poof off a bit of a gang, they can try and come back into this game. But so far, 4-0 and still no goal lead. That's because of a tier 1 address at the top lane.
Yeah, and now you have an Invis Pestilence who can even set up for a gank here against Bushwhack, and if they're able to pick up a kill, it slows him down a lot more. And again, man, I just hate seeing people go for like Ghost Marches on top of an Energizer. I just don't think it's that worth it. Like, I'd rather get the Steam Boots. It's so much more efficient in that kind of sense, but I guess he just wants a whole bunch of mobility over there. I do believe Iron Nun is probably going to pick up that Lifesteal next, the Whispering Helm. Yeah, the Whispering Helm, and then into something like a Geometer, Shrunken Head, all that kind of jazz.
For sure, that's it. Yeah, still Pestilence is invisible and is able to stalk Bushwhack a bit on Facebook, and that's gonna be really scary to know that a bug is actually following you. It's like a cockroach mate, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's pretty insane. Bottom lane, just look at that, man.
Corner. Yep.
Mage Bane is just again applying pressure here. There is no support though, so he needs to be a little bit careful because it could be set in the range, but it's not gonna be anytime soon. Middle lane though.
Yeah, mid lane, there goes the gang, and it's gonna be a big void, just cancelling that only on the Tempest, on the Pestilence. Pestilence will go down, but Revenor is also being locked on there by VN Sensation. Not enough to save him. I think that's because VN is only level 4. No swap yet.
Yeah, and the thing is, Emperor was a little bit tad too late to portal in there, not Homecoming Stone, sorry. And you saw him try to wind up the Bat Blast, but eventually stopped it because it seemed like it was kind of a waste to try to pick up a kill there. But nevertheless, yeah, I mean, Batstomp does go down, but they forced out the Elemental Void, which means they're going to be a little bit more aggressive, sorry, at this kind of regard. And Hopefully we're gonna see Andromeda reach level 6 soon because he really needs that. I think he should be able to reach that fairly soon before Tempest is gonna have his second Elemental Void up.
Yeah, that's gonna be a pretty good feat for him to accomplish. But that's it. I want to see Nova hit level 6, which he just nicely hit, by the way. And that's gonna mean that there is gonna be the energy fill that can be employed in the next few team fights. But in general, the main reason why the Bad Blast was not being channeled in the previous fight was because there is still no energy fill as well, and no way to could really lock down the members or rather take a team fight there. And Tempest's positioning was just really awesome. He was hiding behind that void there, and there's no way anything can really cancel from that kind of a range.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he even used the stun earlier, so he couldn't really. Well, actually he didn't, but there was just no way he was gonna run all across and just waste like a couple more seconds. It would have just been the full duration. Might as well just stun. So, nevertheless, I mean, they do a good use of putting that Elemental Void there out in the middle lane, and now Engineer at least is level 6, by the way. So I think Andromeda, he has been more or less in the duty for stacking these camps out for Mage Bane once he picks up his Rune Cleaver. So that's why you see him with kind of low levels right now, and the fact that they kind of died their aggression at this bottom lane here against this 4Bs.
Yep, top lane gets denied. That's a bit of a good news for Team Legion, but now Mage Bane already level 10, and this is a big problem because if they don't address it, it's gonna just nicely snowball in favor of Team Legion. And in the previous game yesterday, that's the third game between both N5 as well as Impunity Storm there, you can see for sure that, oh, there's actually a lot of members here, but can he lock down on this Mage Bane? Mage Bane gets stunned first, and a quick stun is still gonna fall out quickly. It seems like Mage Bane is gonna be locked down here, and Mage Bane looking to go up on a quick side step. He is still gonna try around it. Last Flash of Darkness, and it's such a clutch gameplay. Nox stays alive. Legion also gets the tower. Wow.
Yeah, really awesome. But top lane Emperor's gonna die. Yeah, just unfortunate. But I mean, at least they get the tower, and you know their carry survives, so that's a huge thing. And he has his Rune Cleaver completed as well. So man, bottom lane is just going really nicely for Mage Bane. He's gonna start farming up really, really quickly. There's a lot of stacks here. They definitely should look towards defending this bottom lane. If not, you know, Hellburn can always kill off the tower and then take out those stacks there coming out from their own jungle. So this is gonna be prime time moment right now for Impunity Storm.
It is, and here comes the Hellborn team, nicely trying to push the bottom lane. The pots are still gonna be channeled here, and here comes Mage Bane. Mage Bane gets stunned instantaneously, but Ravenel's not gonna go in there. Ball lightning used already. Tempest, it seems like Tempest, what else Tempest? Yeah, he doesn't have the void in the next 5 seconds, which is one of the main reasons why Revenant didn't jump there. If not, it would have been a really, really devastating engagement for Team Legion.
Yeah, look at that. They're even gonna stay here. Oh, here we go.
Yep, there we go. Big fight. Now there's the void going up soon, and Tempest actually not able to do much of a thing except a stun there on Pestilence. So Pestilence is going to be okay. Nova is also going to be okay. The Hellhound comes in here to just nicely scout, but Hellhounds I think are not at its max level, so it's not invisible. But Tempest actually putting forward a bit of the extra engagement route there, and the Storm's going to be used. That's going to just nicely blow their cover there, and Tempest is going to try and snatch the NC camps. I mean, in general, that's going to be a bit of a good news if they can at least snatch with 1 or 2 creeps there. And in fact, that's just really just 1 creep.
Yeah, actually, Impunity Storm's doing a good job of protecting the camps. Tempest only did get 1 creep over there at that medium camp, but because it was stacked out, the creeps just died really fairly quickly. I like the play. The play here coming up from Impunity Storm is good because they at least make sure that their Mage Bane is getting that farm. If they lost out on that, that's actually a big blow to them. Yes. At the same time, you know, they're giving space to Pushback to continue farming, but it's the best play that they could have done in that kind of situation.
Yeah, it is, and that's it. Mid lane now, Ironan. The good thing about him is that the rest of his team with him is now gonna try and congregate a mid lane, and in general, that is a really good stuff to have. You don't want to carry that's just farming all day long, aka Nox, but you want to carry that is just nicely doing a bit of extra push potential. They know they need to lock down on the Mage Bane, which they were just so close to achieving previously, but now Ironan is level 12, Mage Bane is level 12, Mage Bane with the Rune Cleaver. This is exactly the same as the previous game yesterday. And that's the third game, but in general now the main difference is that they are gonna try and actively lock down Mage Bane, which is why the mid lane is getting pushed down already. So is the bottom lane tier 1, and that's gonna unlock most of the Legion jungle success to Hellborn team. And if Ironan goes in right now with the rest of his team, they could probably get a kill on Mage Bane, and if it goes down there, it's gonna be really good. That's one of the main reasons why Ravenant is such a strong hero, because Ravenant ball lightning, even if Mage Bane flashes away, he can just fall up with a really good stun, and there's no way the range is gonna be out there. But here comes Engineer from behind, and there goes the energy field. Yes, it's gonna block. Send 3 members there quickly. Here comes Nox as well, but Nox is not going to do much of a thing. The Void's going to be used, and it seems like heck, as well as Andromeda is going to go in as well. And where is the backup? There is no backup. Tempest is actually looking to go to Tempest. Oh, the Bad Blood just kisses his face, and he goes down. That being said, Hooky Hook is done for today, and VN Sensation is also going to be addressed. And on the flip side, Engineer going to try to win Nova. Oh my god, save the captain, somebody. No, no, he's going down. There goes Captain, and that's gonna be Nova. That's it. XNZ is in such a low health, but he is gonna be okay. And on the flip side, Emperor gets addressed, and Iron Nun stands with double tap. That's the carry, and he also gets a tower down there. That's like jackpot for Iron Nun.
Yeah, double D's up on Refinor, man. You saw the damage was insane. That was a good job there by Nova to set up for the energy field, but I gotta say that was a huge misplay by VN Sensation. He actually ran right into the Elemental Void, couldn't cancel it out. He was level 6 already, could have just, you know, swapped him out there. And at the same time, of course, there was the initial Impale stun that was kind of missed up by Pestilence because he couldn't get the positioning there. That was a good back pass at the tail end of the team fight, but no, they still kind of lost that. They lost that engagement, and that's actually putting them so far back in this game, and that's not good, especially seeing as to how Mageman still isn't that, you know, that monster of a beast in this, of a carry, sorry, in this game.
Yeah, it is, and that's really, really crazy. But that's it. We have Tempest now. Gonna try and go into the Legion jungle by himself. No void, nothing. Don't know what he wants to do. Maybe want to commit suicide, slit his own wrist. But here comes the MOA as well. Maybe they're gonna be able to pick up this kill on the Hack. Hack actually gonna show himself there. Hack actually in a really bad spot. There goes the bow stun, and it's gonna be done. Down goes Emperor. And on the flip side, seems like Nox gonna try and do something up against that of the War Beast. But a quick Master's Call, man. Look at his MOA. Able to just put forward the engagement in the mid lane as well as save his mid at the top lane. Nova now. Nova is again going down. And that's gonna be done because Iron Nun. And this is exactly what Legion team is afraid of. And Iron Nun and the rest of his team, Turtle Master, is doing a really good job here. They know that the recipe to win this game is to just nicely stick as 5 and keep up the aggression. That's what Fan 5 didn't do against Nox yesterday. But Nox, man, he was addressed in the previous team fight. Whereas Iron Nun, still no death, 4-0-3. And on comparison here, Bushwhack is whacking bushes.
Yeah, he's whacking everyone's bush there on Legion side. They're looking very, very bad right now in this kind of position. That's a 9k gold lead and 8.5k EXP lead right now in favor of Hellborn, and that's not good at all because guess what? Hellborn has a whole bunch of carries and a Tempest to add on top of that, so that's just really scary. In fact, look at that. Tempest finishes his Portal Key. Another great item for him for that initiation. If he catches the heroes, the bulk of the heroes coming from this Legion team, there's really nothing much they could do to kind of cancel it out.
Yeah, but that's really big. But that being said, 19 minutes up already. Tempest now with Portal Key. We're gonna see a 5-man hole. Okay, that sounded so wrong, but in general, we're gonna be looking at about 19 minutes in already. 5 is to 9, and Hellborn team is on a steamroll. Impunity.storm, they had a pretty good time, 4-0, and all of a sudden, man, the catch-up here is just like tomato ketchup. And it seems like Emperor is gonna be in a little bit of a tight spot again, and Iron Nun still gonna pursue matter bitter with the second bong hit, and it seems like it's gonna be enough. He knows it's enough. My god, look at that guy. He's like, nah, it's okay, you can flash away. You're gonna die anyway. But that's a down south engagement happening again. And down goes VN, that's the Andromeda. Nox is gonna get addressed, and down goes Nox. In Nox we trust, but Nox cannot be trusted in this game.
Yeah. Wow, that's a little harsh. But yeah, I mean, that was just huge props to Bushwhack, you know, farming all day long, like some people in chat are saying. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, Bushwhack is so farmed. I actually thought he was going to go for the Whispering Helm, but he ended up going to Dawnbringer because he knew that he was in a really good position there for, you know, much more aggression in this game. Like, the Hellborn team kind of had to rely on Bushwhack to go more of an offensive route in the team fight. So, you know, going that end was actually worked out in the end really, really good for Turtle Masters. And you see right now they're picking up kills left, right, and center. And Hag, man, I thought Hag had a good time at the top lane, but it seems like not so much. He hasn't even picked up on the life friend, so he's been very, very far behind in this game, and it just keeps getting out of hand for Impunity.storm. It just keeps getting worse and worse.
It is, and look at that, 13k goal lead already, and we spoke to Nova yesterday about this particular draft. They've got double flasher. They also have got a lot of people are just stripping, and in general they also got a Pestilence with high mobility there with the flight ability. So in general that's a very highly mobile kind of a team and draft that Legion team has. But look at what Hellborn has. They've got Ravenor, perfect counter against flashes. Yep, he's like the cop. And you also got Bushwhack. Bushwhack is just great sidestep king, some call him, and in general the guy that's always on drugs, the weed and his bong, he's just completely insane. And right now level 16, Mageman only 14. If you look at GPM, both of them are very close, but it's still not close enough. 540 GPM up on that of Bushwhack, and only 400 on Nox. Nox had 700 yesterday. Can he have 700 again in this game?
It's looking pretty grim for that kind of situation. I don't think he can get a reach that just yet because there's so much ganks happening coming out from the Hellburn team. Like Revenor is just so tanky. He's not afraid of jumping in. He's even working towards getting his Shrunken Head soon. They don't really have that initiation potential there because it doesn't have the 4 kill, but doesn't really matter as much because they have a lot of mobility heroes. Look at the Bushwhack there. He has his Dawnbringer ready, and on top of that, the Token of Life. I do believe Turtle Master's probably going to look towards setting up for a gank and probably into a push because they have that token up now on the Bushwhack, so that's really good for him. Warbeast has his, he's working towards that Shrunken Head, and once he gets that, it's gonna be even much more scarier. And Tempest, he's gonna work towards his own, the own Shrunken Head. So yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be really good, but that's a Bushwhack is my call of concern this game. He's just dancing about with the Dawnbringer. Dawnbringer actually nicely stacks up with his Jungle Toxin, and that is the main reason why Hag was not in a good shape just now. And Hag now level 11, only level 2 Bad Blast. That's gonna be pretty good in terms of utility, but that's just about that. And Legion team knows they cannot take a team fight right now. There's the Void up, and that's the Tempest with a Portal Key. And Andromeda only level 7. You need level 11 for a really good range on Void Reap there, and that's the ulti for you guys who don't know about that one. The swap only takes effect if it's well, level 6, but level 11, that's where you have really good range. Level 6 was not good enough, and that is the one of the main reasons why 750 range, he couldn't really swap out the Tempest and ended up walking into it. And I guess that is because he doesn't have experience playing as Andromeda in this game. Nova is banging on the fact that he played a lot in the jungle as well as a secondary support, but he doesn't realize that Andromeda needs a little bit more range, and that's what broke them there. But that being said, man, how about Team Iron Nun and his crew here? Turtle Masters, man, no bubble, still rolling really hard. And now we're gonna try and knock off the tier 3. They know exactly that they can take a team fight right now, and they're gonna force the aggression coming from Legion side. Down goes the tier 3. Are they also gonna lose the mini Brax? That's the question. And where's Pesty? Pesty behind with a Portal Key. He goes in, starts only the Revenor. Revenor was shrunken it, but not using it just yet. He does also have got a Haste Rune there for Revenor. Melee Brax, there's nothing they could really do. Impunity.storm wants to save the Rex so much, but there's nothing they could do. That's the security guard down already, and that also means that a console is being taken, and they're gonna rob away your plasma TV as well. You don't want this kind of a team fight, but there's nothing they could do.
Yeah, there really isn't nothing they can do. I mean, they don't have any items up. Look at this, the fake back. Here we go.
Yeah, there goes the real deal. Also, we think again, but Iron Man could have just jumped in there, but that's going to be a bit of overextension. He does have the token of life. Want to see him waste that and go in and nicely man it up and just give people a dose of the bong every single place you go. But that's a pretty good kind of a situation. But that's it, 5-12, and Turtle Master is set to win the first game.
Yep, I think they're really happy right now with their position. They already completely took out the bottom set of Raxes and the base tower, so you know that's another lane that's gonna be harder for Legion team to defend against, and they still don't have much of the items yet. Magebait doesn't even have his geometers up yet, and he can't be that that split push presence that we saw yesterday in that game number 3 against Fan 5. So they're gonna try to set up for a gank here on Tempest. I'm not sure if this is gonna be good enough though.
Oh wow! Look at that, the clutch Portal Key away. That's really high level gameplay. And in fact, Impel is something that is a bit of a second nature, and somehow Tempest already know that they were coming. I think that vision was provided for him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It just felt like he had the you had the Portal Key on his his finger on the key. What the hell am I talking about? But yeah, I mean, middle lane, you have Bushwhack that's just continuously farming away. Still has the token up, by the way, and that's 2 minutes. About 2 minutes still up on it, so by all means they can go ahead and push. And look at that, Turtle Masters, they're not wasting time. They know what's going on. They know the deal about Nox and getting his farm on his Magebait. But you know what? They don't really give a shit about that. They're gonna go ahead and start pushing. And this is just really good plays there coming up from
Turtle Masters. Really just steamrolling at a mid lane here. Nova and his crew, nothing they could really do. Nova wants to go in and put energy field, but even so, there's gonna be a little thing that Team Legion could really do in this kind of situation. There goes the Swamp on Iron Nun. Iron Nun is just like, I'm a boss, man, any day, all day. And there goes the energy field, a little bit of a nice swap there. It seems like they can lock down on the Bushwhack. Bushwhack has got a second life, but here comes the War Base. It destroys the energy field. There goes the Void, and that's a 3-man, but the Tempest was being cancelled by Andromeda. He was a little bit too slow, so that's a 3-second, and the damage is done. The damage is done. There goes the second security guard as well. There's no more locks on this door, and it seems like the gate is also gonna get torn apart there. And Emperor needs to be careful. Emperor's, oh my god, so close. 20%, 20 health there, and in fact he's gonna be okay. But there goes MOE. MOE takes the fall. Magebait as well, and that's the carry for Legion team. Legion knows it's done. They know that there's nothing they could really do right now, but they don't want to admit it. There's nothing again. There goes Emperor. Emperor there is just able to just do a bit of a HoN onto Warbeast, but Warbeast should be okay. Nox bites back. Nox wants to pick up the kill on Revenor. Revenor is in a bit of a tight spot. Yes, the Bushwhack, but the Bushwhack is looking for it. Annihilation! There we go! Bushwhack whacking bushes. Oh, 5 got whacked by the bush, and that's it. It's gonna be TurS winning the first game here tonight.
Oh my god. Bushwhack insane. The amount of space given to him in this game was so fucking high. ImpunityStorm, I think they just lacked a little bit. After the aggression at the mid, they really slowed down. Like bottom lane, you saw there wasn't enough more ganks on that. I would have actually liked to see a couple of more rotations, maybe even set up for a gank at top lane against the Bushwhack, but they didn't in the end. Iron Nun picked up on so much farm. He has like what 650 gold per minute, 10-0-4, and ends the game with a freaking annihilation, man. What more could you ask for?
Nox couldn't deny that one.
Yeah, he couldn't deny that. There was no CC, no BMCC there coming out.
It's still pretty good because that's just only game 1, but I guess now we're actually going to our nice little expert panel, or you can call it a chill couch. Yeah, it's a bit of a ripoff actually, but I hope you guys actually enjoyed the series, and in general, that was a really, really good game by TurS. I did say yesterday, that Iron Nun, you're gonna keep an eye out for this guy, man. This is a monster. It's like he can nicely farm and he always takes part in team fight. He is not a one-man kind of a show, but in general, that is just really steamroll coming from the Bushwhack, whacking bushes all day long. And that's gonna be his new catchphrase, really, for Bushwhack.
Yeah, I mean, he was really whacking the bushes all day. Babael, I think you kind of dropped from Ufu.
Yep, I'm actually going to get back online. Oh my god, this connection really sucks, but that's the bane of not having a Skype convo. And hello, pick up today.
I called you.
No, you didn't. Can you try again?
Calling again.
Okay, this is interesting.
Oh, you need to take yourself off busy, cause
yeah. Okay, I'm off. There we go. Oh my god, what's with all these cute ringtones? Okay, great. Where the hell is it?
You're still not in.
Yeah, I'm in already. There we go.
I don't see you in though.
It's okay. You don't need to see me, man. I can see you. That's all that matters. It's like spy cam. Okay, guys, thank you for tuning in here. And this is your questionable panel. I know. Alias is not here today. Alias is not here today, and we're forced to make do with. It's okay, man. Just kidding. Ice Ice Baby is here, so that's a pretty good shout out. By the way, for you guys who don't know, Ice Ice Baby is one of our casters on UGTV as well.
Yeah. What's up, Ice?
So Ice, the expert for tonight. What do you think actually happened in the game there?
Oh my god, man, dude! The first real shows was like the during the time when the Tempest actually got the Void and the double damaged Ravenor was totally shutting them apart. They were in a 4-2 lead. Unfortunately, they could not bring out the Ravenor. The Helm of the Black Legion is just doing so much work, and that was actually the turning tide for TurS, and that's where they actually really snowballed up, and that really just cost ImpunityStorm the game, like hands on forth. They just need that little spot. And then TurS just completely dominated.
Yeah, I 100% agree there with Xenoviper. Like, I mean, they made use of that opportunity. There was a couple of mistakes coming from PunityStorm. You can't have that happening. You had the lead, kind of a lead, and it just got out of hand, and they just completely screwed themselves over because, that was double D on Ravenor. They tried to and be aggressive against them, but I don't know. Maybe they just couldn't see the double damage effect, but I don't know. It's pretty insane.
You see how Hack just got completely shredded. He was just about to die. I was just too focused on that on that point on. But yeah, ImpunityStorm as usual, they have like the early game advantage. They could have capitalized out there, but the real problem is that I don't know, Lark is. I really think like the Tempest has been doing a couple of really good elemental voids throughout the entire game, and that was actually one of the winning factors towards the success of Turtle Masters for game number 1.
Yeah, for sure. I have to agree there as well because, anytime you have a Tempest and Keeper in the draft, you definitely want to pick it up. Like it was not banned out. It was not even picked up in the first picking stage. It's just like boggles my mind. In fact, I just reminded myself of the question I wanted to ask Nova yesterday, which was exactly that point. Why is it that you, as ImpunityStorm, they don't pick up like a Tempest or like a Keeper for that added extra team fight? There's like no what do you call this? There's like no jungle strat chair that they're using, and I mean it's so strong. It wasn't banned out. Why not just pick it up? So Yeah.
Yeah, that was also really questionable as to how that Nova just panned out keeper of course. I'm like, it's free. It's the second banning phase. But why don't you just pick it up? So um yeah, it also all boils down to the draft, and I would agree with the Twitch chat. I've just seen what they actually said that Turtle Masters is really drafting like Orange Esports.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean they had like there was those. If I'm not mistaken, they had like what they Warbeast, the Bushwhack, and then on top of that Tempest, and what were the other two again? Master of Arms, and you know what? I completely forgot. Although the
Wait,
game
I
was
can
just
check.
it was yeah Revenor. Like they had
Oh my
everything
god.
going in their favor, and the thing is, because they were making so much action all across the map via pushes from the Tempest and then the War Beast, the battle cry. We always talk about it time and time again. It's just so strong. It adds on to that ability to push down towers even much more faster with the Tempest creeps. They were pushing lanes. They were making action happen across the map. That forced a lot of rotation from Impunity Storm. Then they couldn't help out the rest of the teammates. So that was, I think, also another factor there coming up for in favor for Turtle Masters, and eventually they snowballed. They got a lot of farm on their main heroes. You saw Iron Nun. He had the quick Dawnbringer and the Shrunken Head, and just nothing that Legion team could do.
Yeah, that was really also really surprising as to how Warbeast actually recovered really quickly, despite going up against Nox's Mage Bane, as you've seen how insane his Mage Bane was yesterday. And on the flip side, it was Turtle Masters that actually got the annihilation, and that just really blew me off. It was really unfortunate though, Impunity Storm, but definitely well played indeed for Turtle Masters actually winning game number 1. So it is after a best of 3, so we will have the game number 2 coming up pretty soon. So. I really do not think that Infinity Storm should just just let this kind of opportunity just slip by, because Turtle Masters is really formidable. That's the thing. So if they really want to just get this on, they really need to buck up on their drafts and also their communications.
Yeah, maybe even draft up a Tempest would be pretty good. Like Tempest first pick. Hello, I mean if I'm not mistaken, even the previous game I can't remember what the heroes were banned out. I think Nova went with the standard, the scout and something. I totally forgot what they banned out in that second game there. I mean the first game there, but maybe they're probably gonna decide, like, if anything, maybe just even ban out the Tempest and the Keeper so that they can kind of play their own style that Impunity Storm likes. Always making sure to give Nox that very very hard carry, and then having double supports, and as well as the Hag and that Suicide Lane. I mean, they can make it work. But of course, you also don't want to give up on other bands like Scout. Like Scout is just so strong. Scout and all these other, just cheesy heroes like a Fade as well.
Was Scout banned out?
No.
I can't remember. That's the thing.
I
It
don't
wasn't.
think so.
Okay.
That was
Yeah.
so weird, but
Yeah, but
Bro,
that's
with-
pretty interesting. That said, ladies and gentlemen, that's game 1. So Turtle Masters team roll, man, and with that annihilation, Ironon, it's like you can deny Fan 5 all day long, can deny Emperor all day long, but you can't deny me. No, undeniable. But that's pretty good stuff happening there from Turtle Masters, and now they've waited 2 days without action, and day 3 they apparently is just so hungry for that. And help on team on the flip side, you have all 4 members now in this game and waiting for the 5th one to join quickly. I do believe that they definitely have to go back to that book that you saw Nova used yesterday. That book there that contains all the
the
secrets.
HoN
against-
Bible.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
HoN Bible,
exactly.
exactly. Up against Turtle Masters, man. In the first game, didn't work. It's apparent that he wanted to try the same thing as what he did with Fan 5, which was pretty good against Fan 5. But Turtle Masters, man, they had the Tempest, and you guys were under level. They had the Bushwhack, and you guys were under level. They had the push, and you guys were under level. There's nothing they could really do. It's just really frustrating to see that bottom lane was being pushed in, and no one jumped in. Yes, you can say Bastom jumped in, but he immediately pulled back out. And they tried to make something happen in the mid lane push, and that was, commendable for sure. But man, you just look at Warbase, he just went in and went ham full staff, and that is just really insane to have at least.
Yeah, it went pretty much insane in my opinion, and I don't know, like okay. I guess it's time to ask everyone predictions. We'll start with Ice. What do you think?
Oh my god. Okay, not being biased, I can't do a prediction unless the draft is at least halfway through. But Turtle Masters definitely stand a good chance because they've been really established for really long. They have a really constant not constant draft, as in constant players. They don't They don't do ringers, a lot of things like that. So constant lineup. But for Impunity Storm, they have a lot of changes, really unstable. But sometimes they're really, really good. Sometimes they fall back a lot. So we just really hope to see how they will play out for this game number 2. So only time can tell. Because right now, the real stable one is only Tournament Masters, and that's pretty much all I can say.
Yep. So Ice scores now.
Scores? Are you serious?
Oh
What?
yeah. As in, what's the scores that you expect?
What, 2-1, 2-0?
Oh, okay. Hoping for a 1-1 this game. I'm definitely banking on Impunity Storm here.
Wow. Okay.
1-1 for this game, but for the entire series,
2-1.
2-1
Duh!
to Imperial Storm. Okay, great. And for Lark,
I'm just gonna go and say 2-1, but I'm not gonna choose a team yet because that's how I roll.
What the?
I'm not gonna bet on any team just yet, but I just hope that it reaches game number 3 so we can watch for HoN. But yeah.
That's sneaky, but I'm gonna say a 2-1 Tournament Masters win, and that's because Imperial Storm. It could also be 2-0 because Imperial Storm always throws the second game away, like we all know. But because they lost the first one, this is the first time they lost the first game in this entire qualifier. But that's pretty good. That's it. The game is actually ready, and we're good to go. So thank you, ISS baby. We'll come back to you after this next game here. So do sit tight, and I do believe you.